Hello and welcome to my CPC Week 9 game. I'm up against the Rhine Valley Guardians and their coach Risepool. Check him out in the description, he is a very good battler. And we've actually played him once before the season, he is in my conference. And last time we ended up coming through with the win, but it was a scary and hard-fought game. Thanks in part to a freeze on turn 2 with my Zygarde. So hopefully that's not going to happen again this time. But he has made some transactions since then. His team is now Clefable, Latios, Thunderous Eye, Metagross, Roserade, Sneasel, Porygon 2, Piloswine, and Mega Heracross. And looking at this team, there are a few techs that I kind of felt like bringing, but just decided in the end, no, it's not really worth it. Among them being the same Magneton set that I brought last time, the Magnet Rise Air Balloon Magneton to deal with any form of Metagross aside from Hammer Arm. But because I brought it last time, I'm honestly expecting him to expect it this time, and as a result, I don't want to give him the opportunity. So, moving on, this is what I have decided to bring, and first of all, there is a Skill Swap Manaphy on your screen. This is because he has got a Clefable. Now, I know that I can beat Unaware Clefable with Manaphy if I bring things like Rain Dance on Manaphy and get burns and things like that, or maybe with a Subtoxic set. However, if I have Skill Swap, it just makes the whole thing a lot easier, and yeah, that's just kind of the way I want to go with it, because this also means that if I was going with something like Calm Mind, or Rain Dance, or something along those lines, there would be something on his team that I would miss out on, and this way, there isn't. Now, these EVs mean that I can take a neutral Gigavolt Havoc from Thunderous Eye, thanks to the Wakanberry, and I'm also speed creeping the Timid Roserade, and then the rest is just going into special attack. That's the Manaphy spread. It's pretty basic. Surf and Ice Beam just gives me pretty much perfect coverage versus his team. I think I actually literally hit everything at least neutrally, if not super effectively, so that's very nice. But Manaphy's not going to sweep this week, largely because he's got the Lati, he's got the Thunderous, he's got potential Scarf Roserade, he's got the Sneasel, he's got enough things that outspeed it that Manaphy won't realistically be sweeping. But I'm mainly looking for Manaphy to break so that one of my later Pokemon, which you will see in a minute, will be able to sweep. So, next up is Lucario. Now this is a potential sweeper because he does not have fantastic Lucario answers anymore. Clefable, not one. Latios, not one. Thunderous Eye, not one at +2. Although technically it kind of is because it can take a +2 speed, but still. Metagross, no. Roserade, no. Sneasel, no. The only real threats are things like the Mega Heracross and the Piloswine. The Piloswine is more just in terms of it can't... he can't give me setup turns with this, and that makes this very scary for him to deal with, because this can capitalize on things like Clefable. If Clefable ever kills a Pokemon, unless it's got +3 in defense or something already because it's a Cosmic Power set and he wants to just make me hate him, Lucario can just come in and click the Z Iron Tail and just pick up a kill, an absolute kill. And if he risks me SDing, then by switching into something like a Metagross, he's in a lot of pain, probably. Now, I'm outspeeding the Mega Heracross because it's nice to outspeed Mega Heracross. Did I just say Mega Metagross? I am sorry if I did. But it's nice to outspeed the Jolly Mega Heracross in case he does bring that. I'm not expecting that to be what he brings, but it is possible. So if the Heracross does come, then at +2 I can just attack it straight up, and don't have to worry about it outspeeding me or anything. The rest is just going in Spadef because he's got a couple Spadef focused Pokemon, which would be his answers to this. I don't need the defensive takers from Metagross or Sneasel or things like that. I do need the Spadef to take Moonblasts and Draco Meteors and potential hits from Roserade and things like that. So, that's the Lucario. Next up is the Gardevoir. Pardon me. These EVs are for outspeeding the Roserade is the main one there. Let's actually go through the moves first. Psyshock and Hyper Voice give me perfect coverage aside from Metagross. Will-O-Wisp is for Metagross, and which means I can keep the rest of my team healthy. These EVs mean that I can check a non-Life Orb Thunderous unless he goes for the Z move. But if he goes for the Z move, I can Revenge Kill him. So that's nice. Yeah, and the special attack is just the remaining EVs, basically. These EVs mean that I can live a +2 non-life orb Thunderbolt, and this will just kill him back in return. Next up is the Life Orb Dragon Dance Zygarde. Now, this is half of my counterplay to Thundurus entirely, in all honesty. The ability to come in and hit with hard Adamant E-speeds, not Adamant, Life Orb E-speeds, and just wreck his Thundurus's face, that is nice. Because it means that if he is bringing something like a Scarf Thundurus, which is a legitimate possibility in this matchup, then I will be prepared for it. Dragon Dance is obvious because it's Dragon Dance. This is my main sweeping option for this week, because E-Speed will also mean that things like Sneasel will not be able to eventually kill me with Ice Shard. So E-Speed is very nice. Crunch is there entirely so that I have a way of killing the Latios without dying. Or rather without being locked into a Dragon-type move so that Clefable can kill me. I do need Life Orb though with Crunch at +1 to guaranteed knock out the Lati though, which is unfortunate. So, that is the Zygarde set. Next up is the Swallow spread, and this was up until literally right before I was about to do my team builder. This was physical, but then I just looked at his team and saw, oh wait, no, he got rid of all his special walls, didn't he? Lol, Spec Swallow, let's go for it. This is the only answer he has to this on his entire team, really, is Metagross, and I'm hoping to weaken and cripple that with Gardevoir earlier on in the game, so that's quite nice for me. Aside from the Metagross and maybe the Piloswine, literally everything get to it KO'd. I haven't actually calced Piloswine, I maybe should, but regardless, Boom Burst will do a huge chunk to anything that comes in, aside from literally an AV Metagross, and I even have Quick Attack in case something like the Sneasel or something is out of control. This speed is just specifically for the Sneasel, and then it's just the rest of it is going into whatever offenses it can to maximize the damage it can. U-turn is just in case I want to anticipate the Metagross switch in. If it's in a situation where he's literally never going to stay in, stuff like Heracross versus the Swallow, I'll probably just click U-turn and try and capitalize on the momentum, potentially with Marowak. Now, this Marowak is outspeeding a very, very small speed creep Metagross, with Substitute, Power Up Punch, Flare Blitz, and Flame Charge. In all honesty, I'm expecting the Z Dark Pulse on the Thunderous Eye, which is why I've not gone with Lightning Rod on this thing, otherwise this would be my Thunderous Eye check. But he does not have a Fire-type switch-in at all. His best Marowak switch-in is Latios, and that is not a Fire-type switch-in. So, potentially, if I can see from the damage his Metagross takes that I will outspeed him with my Marowak, I can fire off a massive hit and just kill something really, really easily. So, yeah, that's the team. I'll just pause until we get into the battle. Important step that I realized I've missed. First of all, Swallow is now Guts because I've looked back at his team and he does not have a Ghost type for Scrappy to be useful. There's always the chance that I could get like burnt or something somehow. Nicknames. So, Tail Glow. What's got a glowing tail in mythology? Okay, he's just challenged me, so let's make this quick. Fuck. Medusa. We were talking about Greek myths earlier today, so yeah. And we're in. Good luck, have fun. I'll just drop the link in a Discord. So, what do you mean? Okay, so, he brought the Swallow check. He has next to nothing for the Zygarde though. Looking at this, his Zygarde check is the P2. P2's not reliable. Kinda wishing I brought rocks now, but I I value? I can live this knockoff. 100% I can live this knockoff. Let's go for pub. Or not. I am certain that mattered. Well, it wasn't Life Orb, but it looked like it didn't matter anyway, so... See? I thought that Marowak was bulkier than that. Without a crit it was a roll, so can't be mad. Why am I playing like dog shit? God's sake. Let's go into Gardevoir. We can take a fucking ton from this thing, but let's actually go for Wisp first, in anticipation of the probable Metagross switch in. Even if he stays in, it's fine, because then we can just Wish up. But if he does switch out into Metagross, I would rather get the Wisp off, because that way I minimize the damage that I take with Gardevoir. As he does indeed go out into his Metagross. Excellent. He does not seem to have the thingamajig. He does not. He didn't bring his Clefable, so he doesn't have a fantastic answer to Tailglow Manaphy. So I'm just going to go out into that now and break stuff. He can just go for the EQ, does literally nothing to me. And let's just Tailglow on up here. Because if he chooses to go out into... Why am I Tailglowing up? I can just Ice Beam in all honesty. Tailglow's fine. Because Ice Beam wouldn't kill the Latios, and I outspeed the Roserade, probably, and I can live any hit from Thundurus because of the Calm Berry, so my play is 100% to Ice Beam next turn rather than this turn. Metagross being burnt is really, really huge, because now he does not have a good Swallow check, so that's very nice on my part. On my part? For me, is what I meant to say. Man, I seriously just left in the fucking Marowak turn 1. Jesus, I actually genuinely thought that it was that. Okay. Well, I was just wrong. So, if he goes into Roserade, I don't think I Scout, because if he's Scarf, the only move he could kill me with is, I think, Leaf Storm. And if he goes for something like Leaf Storm, that is free setup for my Zygarde. Although, Porygon 2... That's the thing, I might not want to go out into the Zygarde, because Porygon 2 is a solid enough check. He goes into Lati. Okay. I believe I lived this Draco. And if he goes for T-Ball, that's even better for me. I wouldn't go for Draco in his position though. Wait. Literally, what is stopping me from just going into Gardevoir here? Is there anything he could click that means I'm not gonna do that? He could click T-Bolt. I click Hyper Voice. Metagross goes much further down than it currently is. I kind of want to do it this way, yeah. Because Draco could kill here, actually, I think. Let's calc this. Manaphy. Well, let's go for Black Set, because, yeah. Latios. Life Form Draco would kill, yep. That looks to be specs, that must be specs. Gardevoir Mega, I've got 48, 96 eventually. So give him the shadow ball and okay. I'm getting tossed. What the fuck? Good, got that one right. Now let's go for U-turn, see what he wants to go for. He's seen that I'm special as opposed to physical. Goes into Metagross. Fine by me. Wipe on my end. Now it's got Gardevoir on the Porygon. Go for Wish. If he stays into Ice Punch, I would be quite confused. Because Porygon feels like it's been brought specifically for the Zygarde. Oh my god, okay. Oh, fucking this Metagross. This Metagross, like, it's... He needs to stop using Ice Punch. That's like twice now. Whatever. Whatever. Let's just go for the Ice Beam on the Lati. I feel like this might be Scarf, in all honesty. And because I feel like this might be Scarf, I might be about to do something so stupid. No, it's not worth. Not worth. If he is Scarf, then it's fine because he can't kill me. And I can judge based on damage. He did too much. Maybe Modest Scarf, actually. That is 100% Scarf. That's not a problem. But I was considering going into Ouroboros there, so glad I did not. Let's go for the Surf here. Kind of want to just Tailglow in anticipation of a switch, but it makes no sense for him to save this thing. Actually, like, it does make a bit of sense to save this thing. I'll Surf anyway, because I'm happy at surfing, but... No, he's Calm Mind. Okay. Well, we kill anyway, so that's good. I genuinely thought that might be Scarf, but I guess he was just something like Expert Belt, maybe? Credit to him, he really got me on the Gardevoir play. That was unfortunate for me. Goes out into Thundurus. Let's see what you want to go for, because Manaphy's still got the Wacanberry. He might overpredict it, he might just go for HP Ice, expect me to keep this thing, because it does still put in work against him. But I would honestly rather just the damage on Thundurus. I'm getting in the position where Porygon is looking really quite threatening to my team. He goes for the Z move, goes for the Gigavolt Havoc, gets a crit on top of that. I don't think the crit mattered there, in all honesty. But now we can go neatly into Pegasus and just Boom Burst. As Metagross now gets 2 KO'd off the burn. No, he does not. Okay, fuck. He does get 2 KO'd off the burn, but like, not quite. He should go for Ice Punch here. He does. And he freezes me again! What the fuck? Three being including the one from the previous time we played. But no, this is not on. Like, this is a breaker. This would have destroyed your team. You can't do this to me. Oh my god. I'm glad I didn't hard switch into my my Jackal there. My Lucario. That would have been very bad for me. But still, come the fuck on. And like Gardevoir, the Gardevoir one wasn't as important because all it would have done would be pass a wish, but that's still. I could have preserved the Gardevoir maybe, and now he goes hard into P2. Okay, I'm just gonna go for the immediate Unthaw. There's no real point in going for anything else. That Swellow is not worth keeping, and he does indeed just go for the Ice Beam. So now I got into Lucario and I Swords Dance pretty simply. He goes for the Hidden Power, does a huge chunk to me. Let's just go for the Close Combat, and he's given me a fighting chance. That was nice of him. I don't think I would have done that in his position, but that was definitely nice of him. I can go for E-Speed here without any fear. That did not mean to rhyme. I have to just stop myself from continuing. There's a very good reason that no one with my accent has ever become a rapper. He goes for the Dazzling Gleam. That does not deter my setup, I don't think. This is interesting. Because Dazzling Gleam, I'm still a Zygarde. Like, I've got bulk. Not much bulk for a Zygarde, but for a Zygarde, I'm still tanking this Dazzling Gleam. So if he goes for the... he goes hard into Thundurus. Ooh, I think I disagree with that play. He's probably Sash Weavile, Sneasel. If he's Sash Sneasel, it doesn't matter. Can I Oko Sneasel at +1? Zygarde offensive Dragon Dance? No. Need +2. I'm Life Orb though, so make this Jolly, make that Life Orb. At +1, I actually can. So Thundurus, +1,000 arrows will kill. The crit didn't matter there because we just saw like this. That's the calc. That crit did not matter. So Sneasel, Ice Shard. That's Life Orb. He's not Life Orb. He's Sash. He's got to be Sash. That's the only reason he would play this way. I've got to bank off a miss, or him being not Sash, basically. Oh, that didn't even kill. Amazing. He did go for Ice Shard anyway, so GG, but that's just an unfortunate game, I think. The 2 Ice Punch freezes definitely mattered, so... oh well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.